This clip is going to show the transition from the side lying pose into the Tushie pose. As you can see, I'm just lifting her head slightly and placing my hand in between her two hands. The back arm is going to get pulled up behind her and the top one will stay underneath her cheek like it was before. Then I'm going to crisscross her little feet and grab a hold of her butt and flip her over to her belly. I always like to have the top foot poking out so I can see the little toes. Just giving her a little bit of time to completely settle. Then I'm just readjusting her little feet. I like to have them stacked on top of each other, and then the little butt stacked on top of the top foot. I'm going to grab like a layering piece that I had on hand, and I'm just going to gently lift her butt, and I'm going to stuff that right underneath, just to give her butt a little bit of lift, to kind of curl it more back toward the front and give her body more of a U shape. I don't always lift the butt, but sometimes. Just kind of depends on the baby. Usually I will just lift the head more and leave it at that. I'm just readjusting the piece that's under her butt, just to make sure that her bottom half isn't like rolling backwards. I want it to stay forward. And you want the elbow and the knee to touch. And then I'm just going to bump up her head a little bit more. I just have a small folded up blanket that I'm just going to stuff underneath what is already there. I'm just going to bump her head up, which will curve her upper body back toward her lower body. And then I'm just flattening out my blankets and making sure everything is nice and smooth. And one more thing, just one little hat that I am putting right underneath her hand, the hand that is under her face. I'm just stuffing that tiny little hat, I'm balling it up, and I'm just stuffing it right under where her hand is, just to give her face a little bit of a pick-me-up away from the blanket. And I'm just pushing down the back of the beanbag a little bit, as it has sunken down in the front a bit from me leaning on it. I'm just pushing the back down a bit, flattening everything back out. And then she should be good to go. She's nice and sleepy, so I just have my hand placed onto her head, and my arm is actually resting across her body. And just very carefully taking that pacifier out. And she looks precious. Push that beanbag down a little bit more so I can see her face just perfectly. And then I'm going to grab my shot.